Good morning. So I thought I would try to show you how to fix the gradebook. I've been reading some articles about it this morning. We want to go to grade. I'm in my Moodle class. I need to turn my editing on, and I want to go to gradebook setup. Here's where I made the mistake last time, or what I forgot to tell you. So to find this place to get these weights, you want to go where it says here French 413 summer 2019. You want to go over here. We were looking up here, which seems logical, but it is over here under actions. So we go to actions, we go to edit settings. Here, category name French 413. The aggregation, they are suggesting you set it to natural. I was reading some research, and apparently this is the feature that Moodle likes the best. So in that other gradebook I showed you, I did use the simple weighted mean, but they're phasing out that option. So I've been playing with natural, and I think you'll find it a little easier. So I suggest under aggregation, you say natural. You do want to say excludes empty grades. Again, I was reading more on this. If you click the little help button, it'll tell you it's a grade that's missing from your grade book. So if you set up categories that have not yet been graded, it'll calculate it as a 0, so their grade will look like an F. So you do want to say exclude empty grades for right now. And you want to keep it with these defaults, just like this. And so we're really not changing anything else here. I'm still trying to understand all of the things, but what's nice about this natural is it lets us do extra credit. There's some nice things we can do about it, with it. So we're going to save those changes. And so that's what gives you these boxes. So this is my 413 class. Let me walk you through. I'm going to go to my 380 class. I haven't set up my gradebook yet. So I'm in 380. I'm going to go to gradebook setup, and here's what it looks like. Right, and I had set it to this because this is what I had used last time. But after reading some things on Moodle, I'm going to go here. I'm going to edit my settings. I don't want to change that category name, so maybe I hit the wrong button, and I want to go to natural. I want to keep exclude empty grades checked. I'm going to say save changes. So here's my course. I like that. And I've set this up so that this weight category should appear. Now I can add a category. I have my syllabus pulled up over here. My first category is going to be Talk Abroad. It's weighted at 15%. Okay, great. I'm going to go back to Moodle. Talk Abroad. I want to make sure that aggregation is natural. Show empty grades. Okay, save. I said save. And now it'll come up here. Oh, I must have hit it twice. That's all right. That happened to John yesterday too. You can just go to edit here. You can click delete, and it'll delete one of those. So now I've got it here. I can click weight. I can click 15.0 for my percentage, and then I'm going to save my change. And then all of my assignments will come under here. They can be weighted automatically. You can, let me show you. So we'll go, let's add another category. My other category, next category is going to be boomerang. Oops. And I have 2 links from the articles that I read. I'm going to change this aggregation to natural. Keep the empty grades excluded. But here's where you can kind of play, I think, where you can adjust this weight for extra credit and different things like that for right now. And also if you want a certain assignment to be worth more, so you don't want it to go on points, you've got one assignment that you want to be 50% of the 100% for boomerang, you can change it and play with it there. So Right now, it put talk abroad at 100. It changed what I did because it wants your categories to equal 100. So it might just continue doing that until I get up to 100. And every time I try to leave without saving, it gives me that note. It's going to keep changing these weights. I suppose I could just add my categories first and then fix them at the end. So here's my homework category. Type in the name of my category. I need to make sure I pick natural. Save. I'm gonna check it so that it will add it into the weights. This is assuming equal weights. I will fix it later. So here, right now I'm just adding my categories. Student conversations, all right. I don't have very good names for this semester. Student conversations, okay. Natural, save. I'm gonna go save again. Add my category. These are student videos. Turn this to natural. Keep that checked. Save. Okay. Save. My next category. So I've got live conversation, student responses. Oh, I need to edit that comment. Because here we can say student video responses. Let's change that name to just make it be a little bit better. So here, I decided I don't want to really call this student videos. I really wanted to call it student video responses. I just hit edit. I don't have to change this because it'll remember it, but I just like to look to see. So now I updated it. You see, I just hit edit, updated it. Okay, save my changes. Now, what do I have left? Culture, community conversations, and then the final OPI, okay? So let's add 2 more categories. Here, I'm just adding it, so I want to switch all this to natural. And you can read here to find it, but you see natural is the sum of all grades scaled by weight, which is really what we want. So I can see why Moodle's trying to move in this direction. The other way works, but in Moodle language, this is what we want. And then here is our final OPI. We're going to say natural. Save changes. So now I've got my categories here, and you can, for example, I'm not going to do the OPI in Moodle, so I might need to add a grade item here. I'm going to call the item final OPI. I'm going to put in a number, so I'm going to keep this as value, right? My maximum grade's 100, lowest grade is 0. Grade to pass here. Here's where for extra credit too, you can play with some of these settings. Here's where you can check. So with this parent category, under the parent category, you can say extra credit. It's just a little slow to load, right? And then you can see the grade is not added to the maximum grade, meaning it's not automatically calculated, but the points are added. So if something is extra credit, here's where you would check this box. This is not extra credit, so I'm just going to say save. And so now you can see that I have the final OPI, and it put this here. But you see how it's at the same level as this final OPI? I have to click here, and I have to say I want you to move this, because that doesn't belong in its own category. It belongs here. So these little boxes and arrows are saying, where do you want to put this assignment? Do you want to create another big category? Is it a subcategory? Which one? Well, this is an assignment under final OPI. So I clicked this box. It's moving it here slowly, but it's going to move it there. And so now you see my final OPI assignment, right? My item is under my final OPI gradebook category. And right now it's got 100 because it's the only one in there. The more you add, if you don't change these, they'll automatically redistribute so that they will be weighted equally, and it'll take the sum of all of those activities. If you want to put in points values, you can, and say that this one is 50 points, this one is 30 points, this one is 10, and it'll do all that math for you up to how you've weighted them. And so now here's where I need to go back in now, and I need to fix my weights. So this was 15, I think 15. I think this, and so you see you could also have a category that isn't weighted, if that was appropriate, and then it wouldn't would count differently. So let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So that should be my grade book. And so now you see I have my categories set up as weights. This is that total. This symbol right there is the symbol for sum. So it's going to add up all of the items that are under this category, and it's going to give me a sum. And then it's going to make that sum be 15% of my total grade. And it'll do all those calculations for me and come up with a number out of 100%. So I want to save that. You can move things at any time. You can go in and you can change it, but they warn you the changes can have a drastic effect on a student's grade. So this is why they suggest really setting this up. Now, whenever I make an assignment, I can tell it where to go, and it'll give the students kind of an accurate reflection of what things look like. So I hope this video was helpful in answering our one question about the gradebook. And I encourage you to try it, and I hope that it makes sense for you. You see, even just today, right, once you do it a couple times, it starts to get easier and easier, and the more you use it, the easier it is. So I'll see you in a little bit. Thank you.